off and the clock has started.
Penis!
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mart's 14th episode of Brutal Brunch Season 2. I'm one of your hosts, Trip.
I think that takes the record for the most drawn-out intro we've ever done.
Well, I couldn't really hear if the intro was over yet, so
you just kind of kept rolling with it until you were just 100% sure.
Yeah, and it's definitely the 14th episode. I checked.
Cool. That was the real reason.
At least
it took
we
so
know
long.
the episode.
Yeah, and so does the audience.
In case they didn't know by clicking on the episode themselves.
Yeah,
with the title on that's not
and
added
it would
until
show
after you're unsure.
in the player what episode this was.
Good talk. Well, I'm one of your hosts, Trip.
I'm Nathaniel.
Mark.
I'm Nathan.
Welcome back. We had these two. I'm pointing at Nathan and Mark. These two went to Vegas,
They did.
and they went to a really cool place called Meow Wolf.
Are we allowed to ask about that, or does what happened in Vegas?
Oh,
Phone calls apparently happen in Vegas.
yeah. And I'm gonna put that on vibrate.
Good job,
Oh,
Trip.
that's more fun for later.
Whoa. Yeah.
Do you want to sit on it and I'll call you nonstop?
Dude, I had a
Who's
friend,
nonstop?
I had a friend do that like at 13 and was like, "Hey, dude, call me," and I called him to pick up, and I messaged him on IM. And I was like, "You didn't pick up." He's like, "Do it again." And I called him. I was like, "Dude, what the fuck do you want?" He was like, "No, it's called just finished." And I was like, "What?" He put it on his balls and like was jerking off while I was calling him. I was like, I assisted your. Oh,
That's weird.
Pretty sure that's why they have the test mode on settings now.
it's that one guy.
Test
that was,
mode and haptic feedback.
Mm-hmm.
like, one of the phone testers came back like the next day after his car was like it rang in his pocket or rang like in between his like legs.
Phone
Like, we gotta change some settings here.
phone tester. You mean phone testy? When they use it on themselves because they're the testy,
Oh,
and it goes on their testes. That's what's called a double joke.
And then they found out radioactive poisoning from phones and balls.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's
forgot
a
about
scientific
that.
fact. You can Google
Spicy
that.
kids.
No, not really. Don't Google that, please. Anyway, so these two went to Meow Wolf, and we are both actually dying to know what it was like, experience like. Because I haven't been to the one in Denver yet.
First of all, what's Meow Wolf for the people that don't live in like the 3 cities where there is a Meow Wolf?
You guys take that.
I would say it's an immersive art experience.
Ooh, those are 3 words.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, it's. Yeah, basically.
Just
Yeah, basically.
derailed that train.
Oh my god!
Meow Wolf's new slogan, basically.
I thought that was Starbucks.
What, basic?
Oh, yes.
Starbucks. I mean, their coffee hurts my tummy, but I do love me a pumpkin spice latte. Is there anything that ever explains why it's called Meow Wolf?
I haven't seen it yet.
There's a
Okay.
documentary on YouTube about it, but I can't remember.
I was hoping I would hope they would explain it like in Meow Wolf. Like, this is why we're called it, by the way. Like, as you're leaving, they throw a crumpled up piece of paper.
That's just
at
the
you.
company name. Each one has its own actual name. Like it's Omega Mart in Vegas.
And Convergence Station
Here, and then the
but
Santa
like
Fe
on
one
the
is something
building,
else.
it says Meow Wolf.
No.
Here, like the
Here
big
it does.
neon
It does.
signs.
Yeah, it
Here
says
it
Meow Wolf.
does.
Yes,
There it does
that's why I
not.
said the build.
Vegas
is-
doesn't.
Okay, so yeah, there is like a little like light up sign like in the far corner of the section, like in the front of the section that says Meow Wolf.
In Vegas.
Yeah, but like the main entrance is a giant Omega, like, and it's labeled Omega Mart.
It just looks like a grocery store that's weird when you walk up to the front
as
of
opposed
it.
to normal grocery stores.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can buy you can actually buy most of the weird
You
junk
can buy
in there too.
synthetic vegan goat pus.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any authentic vegan goat pus.
No.
We couldn't find any.
It's just synthetic.
There was also symbiotic shrimp sports beverage.
There's actually something you could like.
Yeah.
Did they just like repackage actual energy drinks?
I think so.
Probably
was-
what they
I'm
did. It's the
really
cheapest way to
hoping.
do it.
Yeah, they also, and I
Ah.
think the goat pus was just lemonade.
Did you try some?
I think my favorite one was the cereal box that said "Oops, all spiders."
What was in that?
It,
Wait,
was- it looked like Raisin Bran with a bunch of spiders in it.
did you get it?
No.
Why not?
It sounds like some
I
Rick and
didn't-
Morty like interdimensional portal
Yeah.
shit or interdimensional TV shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, all spiders.
It's-
What kind of spiders were they?
It didn't say.
Oh, not even like the ingredients.
I didn't even think to look that far.
I bet they would put what kind of spiders.
There was also moth milk.
Ooh.
I almost bought a can of that just to
A can.
put on
It's
the
just like
shelf.
condensed milk.
Well, the can itself was actually an empty can.
Oh, that's not as fun. Oh, because it's
for decorative purposes.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
So
But,
like you walk in this Omega and it's a when you walk in the Omega it's just a grocery store then.
It's
all this crazy
okay.
shit.
So it's kind of just a grocery store, and then you wind up finding these secret, these secret portals or entrances to like kind of the back end of the Mart. Basically, the whole premise of it is you go in, you are being basically in. You can choose to like get one of those cards and be basically initiated as an employee of the Omega Mart.
okay.
And you you kind of start figuring out like there's kind of like a backstory behind Omega Mart that you basically you have the option of going and figuring it out, like if you want. Like you can go through like there's these boxes you put up your card to. You can kind of figure out like okay who founded it, what happened to the founders, stuff like that.
Apparently, his daughter ate a child. According to a video that was in there.
The child ate a child.
No,
Oh,
the
yeah,
daughter.
so
Well, she was like
while we're
30s.
here, this is a quick spoiler alert.
Can you spoil
So-
it? Is that allowed? Are we gonna
I
get
mean-
sued by Meow Wolf?
I don't know. We didn't sign
If
any
Meow
waivers.
Wolf even knows of our existence, that's a bonus.
They might have Disney level lawyers. You don't know that.
Well, don't worry about it. It's we're using moth milk. It won't spoil. Haha. I need
The
to
balls.
How do you know
Good
moth
news
milk
is
won't spoil?
it's a light snack.
Jesus Christ. Great. Anyway, continue this experience.
Yeah. So, end of spoiler alert. So, yeah, you go to the back. There's basically you kind of walk through the entire like there's all this stuff you can interact with. Like a lot of the art pieces are interactive.
I would hope so in an interactive art.
Well, I guess that's why I said
Exactly.
interactive. But no, it's really cool. There's like there's like things like you kind of just have to play around with them because they kind of seem unassuming at first. Like there's this one like array of lasers like in one room. And
I literally sat down on a bench in there waiting for something to happen until I was like, maybe I should touch those.
The lasers.
Yeah.
Do you
The
what happens when you
lasers-
touch the lasers?
the
When you-
lasers
yeah.
let you play music.
When you block the light beam, it activates a sound.
Like a note, a specific note.
So you can
Yeah.
like...
I bet there's some like 14-year-old TikTok influencer that makes like concertos in those rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try? Did you like try to make like Mary Had a Little Lamb or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
I was just kind of making my own music.
I was a big fan of the giant beatbox thing that was on the second level.
Was it just a giant box of beats or was it?
No, it was like a music creation thing. It had like 3 sides. One was like percussion.
Okay.
One was like chords and stuff.
Is it like a
Another was,
button you hit, or do you have to like tap the side of the box?
So it was like a MIDI controller, kind of.
Okay.
Oh,
But you could like distort the sounds and create loops. And
oh, that's nuts! I didn't know you could create loops.
yeah, like I played with it for a good 20 minutes, trying to
3 hours
figure it
later,
out.
and Marco, he's still.
I was-
beatbox.
Well, no, because like everybody else walked in there and they like poked 2-3 buttons and they were like, oh, and walked away. And I'm sitting here like figuring out how to create sounds and realize that you can like warp and distort and there's different like choruses you can put on. And
That sounds really, really cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
if we had 3 people, like one manning each station of it, we could probably create some pretty legit tunes.
So we're gonna make a special art Mart,
Road trip.
Omega,
Road trip to Vegas again.
Omega Mart Art Mart Omega Mart,
Jesus Christ, there's so many marts.
Marky Mark at the Art Mart Omega Mart.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I walked up to that, I just spent like a good 5 minutes trying to recreate the Seinfeld intro.
It's just slap bass. Just keep hitting the slap
Yeah,
bass.
They
There
had
is
a
a
slap
slap
bass
bass
section.
button, yeah.
Of course there is.
Beep, 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 beep.
What you could is I have a little like guitar tuner in my app, and you can set it to any note to register, and I would like figure out what note's what, and you could play anything.
Ooh. All right, so
So basically, if we decide to go, we go to the very first showing of the day and then spend the entire day standing up in that room.
Yes, and then we just make music, and then we make sweet
Maybe
music.
get famous by the end of it.
I love it.
Or kicked
all
out.
in one day.
I don't think
to move on.
I don't think we get kicked out if we're making legit beats.
Yeah, for sure.
I think people would be more entertained.
As long as they're fresh.
Fresh beets.
long as
I'm
they're
kind of a
fresh
fan of pickled beets. No pickle shots though.
Beats are so gross. Makes you think about The Office.
Does it?
Dwight's Beet Farm.
That's
There
what
were-
the name of our band, if we just make beats, is the Beet Farm.
There
Is
was
that is that a band?
I feel like that probably should be.
I'm gonna look up the Beet Farm on Spotify and see.
Wasn't
what pops
the
up.
Beats the band from Doug?
No, it's Beatles.
From Doug? The Nickelodeon cartoon from the 90s?
The Beet Farm.
I'm pretty sure the band in that was the Beats. The ones that did Killer Tofu.
Oh, Killer Tofu.
Yeah, see, someone knows what I'm talking
Oh, there is a
about.
band called the Beet Farm. They have 19 monthly listeners, but they just released a song in November, so they're active.
Oh, they just got free publicity too.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, they're from Binghamton. Heck yeah! Shout out New York.
Oh, that would have been really funny if they were from Denver.
Reach out to them immediately.
Be like, hey,
Call them right now.
we found you on complete accident
We're
while
doing-
talking about a name,
Beet Farms.
and you popped up, and we are also from Denver. Therefore,
How would you like to be on the podcast?
yeah, we
That's
could
how ours
talk
works.
about how you cultivate beets and how you grow your beets.
You mean cultivate?
Yes, grow the beets. How you harvest your beets.
How you?
Sow your beets.
Now we're getting into
Let's
sewing.
move away from beats.
I don't want to.
So you guys are at
yeah.
the interactive music stuff.
After the slap bass beatbox box,
There were a bunch of slides.
Oh yeah.
like a PowerPoint slide.
No, well, actually,
Like actual
there were, but
Oh yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
but there were also physical slides.
like the old spinny ones that they would have to put each slide in. Like an old-fashioned slide deck, a physical
I
slide.
didn't see any of those
Oh,
slides.
no,
I'm
well,
talking ones you put your butt on and
They
scoot
did.
down.
They did have
Oh,
a
that's
series
not
where
as
like
fun.
they had a drawer full of like clear slides that you could put into like a desk.
See,
So they did have
correct.
physical slides too.
I didn't see those. I like the problem with that place is you can be in there for like a solid 8 hours and still miss stuff.
And everything.
'Cause I
seems to
never
be a
found the
visual
infinite
pod.
mirror room that all you guys found.
Oh
There was
yeah,
an
that place was
infinite
cool.
mirror
It was
room.
like it was like there was a hallway with like a bunch of like portraits, and in like one of the doors in the hallway, there was that infinity room with like the 4 heads.
Yeah, see, the only room I found in there was the weird laser thing.
Ah, yeah.
With the music.
I
This
think
place
it's
sounds
weird.
fascinating.
But we also came from the strobe light room, so I was a little disoriented.
Yeah. Honestly, the first time I walked through that room, I didn't see any of those because like all the doors I tried opening were like not.
Yeah, I
actual
gave up
doors.
after like 3.
Yeah.
I feel like at a place like that, I would never give up trying
Yeah.
things.
I feel like that's the kind of place you have to not give up. Like,
Well, I saw people trying to scan like the employee access panels, thinking they were part of the exhibit, but they were just literally.
It wouldn't
locks
surprise
for
me
the
if they
building.
still somehow incorporated the
Yeah.
employee access panels. This place sounds amazing.
We did
Is
get
that
to
guy
go
wearing
into a
polo
weird ass
with
break
this-
room.
Like an actual break room?
Yeah,
Was this supposed to be?
yeah.
Oh, was it like a sensory relaxation area to like?
it
No,
was
it
like-
looked like a break room
it was a break room. Yeah.
with
It was a
where you
break
came
room.
through the lockers.
Yeah. So there was a break room, and then there was a series of lockers, but you could actually open one of the lockers, and then there was a handle behind the locker you could use to open a door.
It's funny because I came from the other side. I came through the lockers into the
yeah.
break room.
What was behind the lockers?
Behind the lockers was kind of the.
That was
inner-
that hallway, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like behind the lockers.
Oh
was-
wait, no, there was that cool lounge area up there that looked over Area 15. That had like the windows.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Yeah, it had so like when you were in Area 15 looking from like the bottom floor, you could see like all those tubes with the water in them with the bubbles and the colors.
Oh, yeah.
That was the window to that lounge area inside of Omega Mart.
Oh crap.
So you could like overlook Area 15.
What's Area 15?
That's the building that Meow Wolf is in.
I should have been unmuted for that.
Can you ask your question again?
Asking it again with a microphone actually on.
Yeah.
What is Area 15? I have no idea.
Refer to my previous answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway. now
Is,
that we
is
got
it
that out
alien
of the way.
themed, the entire building?
Somewhat. It's very neon. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it's like someone took a black light and exploded on the inside of this building.
So it's like,
A cheap hotel room.
yeah,
No.
exactly.
Well, kind of, yeah.
That's what I imagine in mine is like if you took a black light to any hotel room
Okay,
in Vegas.
just imagine what everybody that goes to an EDM festival wishes an EDM festival looked like. That's what this place was. Mm-hmm. There was even like zip lines to go like around the roof on the inside.
were you able to zip line them?
I mean, you can. I didn't.
I would have.
Yeah, I
loved
think it's
to
like
do that.
you got to pay a certain
There were
amount.
also like virtual reality flying things where you put on the goggles and laid on one of those boards that like moves.
I saw y'all posting videos of that.
Yeah.
This place sounds amazing. How much does it cost?
To get into Area 15, it's free.
It's all the other stuff.
It's
Hell
all
yeah.
the stuff inside
Okay.
that costs money.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, because there's a barcade in there. There's a
Is it better
decent
than One Up?
restaurant. No.
Oh yeah.
Wait, actually,
Surprisingly, it was
oh,
trashy.
Oh wow.
And then right outside of Area 15, there's this this new thing called Liftoff.
Oh yeah,
Lift off.
Nathan got to be the very first person ever to ride it.
Wait, what the
that
hell is
wasn't an
Liftoff?
employee.
It's I was the very first person that got to ride this, but
It's a
basically
bar/ride.
It's a bar that it's a bar/ride. So you sit down with your drink, and then it goes up looks like about maybe 30 or so feet into these.
I think it's farther than that, personally.
Maybe a little farther.
It was probably 4 stories.
Yeah, it goes 4 stories into the sky.
Looks like a UFO.
Yeah, it does like a full turnaround, so you get to see like the strip, like the skyline of the strip.
Okay.
And then you get to see the red mountains like on the side, like all of it with like amazing view. Like they're actually saying it was probably better than the stratosphere. And then it lets you down after like 7 minutes or so.
So it's just one person at a time.
No. It seats like 20.
Yeah, it
looked
seats like 20, so you could have like a party of like
But
20 people.
we just happened to walk up as they opened the gates for the very first time to the public.
That is so incredibly neat.
and he got to ride it the very first time.
Was it just you?
It was just me.
No one
Yeah.
else trusted it.
No one else. It's a little freaky having your feet dangle, because you're sitting in a chair, but like the floor, like there's no like floor,
Yeah.
like that part is like already like 4 stories below you, so your feet are just dangling.
This sounds amazing. One of my favorite activities while hiking or in any tall structure is to dangle as much as I possibly can without falling. So this sounds fantastic.
Lifelong dream come true. We make dreams happen here at Art
To-
Mart.
to-
Yeah,
be
and then there
dangled
was
over.
the distillery at Area 15 that we went to.
That was pretty cool.
It felt like BioShock inside of it.
Ooh, so
Yeah.
like steampunk.
Yeah.
Hell
it was
yeah.
very steampunk mixed with like
Were they just playing Caravan Palace the
18
entire time?
No, it was like mixed with like 1800s circus.
That's steampunk.
And
That's straight up
steampunk.
steampunk.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's different? How do you differentiate? Because everyone has a different definition of steampunk. How do you differentiate like 1800s circus, like London circus, with like steampunk?
The way I see steampunk is it's more of the things that take like all the steam engine type things and turn it into like futuristic technology powered by steam.
Okay.
Kind of like, I mean, unfortunately, Wild Wild West is.
That movie slapped. Okay, that was
I
that
love
movie was
that
freaking
movie.
awesome.
What a good movie.
But yeah, anyway, like that kind of stuff where it's like old West style shit, but also sci-fi mixed in by like making it more futuristic than it should
Right. Okay.
be. Yeah. Where this was more just you were teleported back to like the 1870s,
So it wasn't really steampunky. It was just.
but the aesthetic was kind of. It's
aesthetic
really
was kind
hard
of
to
a-
explain
it was
without
this is
seeing it.
confusing me a lot.
Yeah.
It was definitely 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 its own.
Was
kind
it
of
just
thing.
an old timey saloon, or was it actually
Oh,
like
no.
steampunk?
It
No,
was
like-
it was like you kind of were walking around a small
It was like a
red
city
light district.
built into this distillery. So like they set up as a distillery tour, and you walk in,
I'm gonna look up pictures. What's it called?
Lost Spirits,
Lost. Outright.
Lost Spirits in Vegas. I don't know if they have others.
Yeah, it's like the island except not.
In the very end of it, you get a tasting where you apparently go down under the water in a submarine, and yeah, it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, there are fish with people's faces.
I like my fish better
a
with fish
tradition.
faces.
Yeah,
So fish bodies, human heads.
A reverse mermaid. No, a regular mermaid. Never mind.
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
But yeah, they had
full-bodied mermaid.
They had everything from like belly dancers to snake charmers.
Oh, you know what this reminds me of? Atlantis.
A little bit.
The cartoon Atlantis. That's
Oh,
what this
yeah.
reminds me of. So it's
I
like
can see
kind of
that.
steampunky, but not really.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. It's got like a hint of steampunk, but walking through really kind of gave you that
What is
feeling
that
of walking
aesthetic?
through Rapture in BioShock.
It really did seem kind of like Rapture-y.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm looking up to see if there's a specific word they used for Atlantis.
We got 5 tastings
Ooh,
during it.
that's almost half a dozen.
The first one hit like a truck.
That was a really good
What
one.
was it?
It was a rum,
I love rum. What kind?
and I don't remember exactly what kind, but I know they said it was like 150 proof.
Jesus.
Overproof rum.
That's
They
what
were
I-
like, we're
they
starting
start-
with the one that hits you right in your throat.
Yep.
That's literally what
Probably
they
not
told
even a
us.
throw. That just punched you in the nose at 150.
Yeah.
And then they had other versions
That
of
cherry one was amazing.
Yeah, they had a
Cherry
cherry rum. They had
Ooh. Like rum made from cherries, or was it like
Yes,
cherry
I think
flavored
it was
rum?
made from cherries with how it tasted. Like it was very cherry, but
Yeah.
not fake.
Ooh,
It tasted very much like real cherries.
I love me some good cherries, man.
And then the very last one with the submarine was a whiskey that was very Scotch level of whiskey.
I don't like scotch.
It was extremely smoky.
I would
Yeah.
not be a fan of that.
The cool thing about this distillery is that they don't take like the whole like 10 years to like age their whiskeys. They use ultraviolet light and like
Does that have the same effect?
yeah, it has the
Apparently,
same effect
yeah.
within like a day.
That's really cool.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
No, those are
Yeah, they found
And the best part of the tour is like, so they take you on the tour of the distillery, which only lasts like 10 minutes. But then after that first tasting, they're like, and now you're let loose on your own to explore for as
that's
long as you
super
want.
cool.
So you have to find the next tastings in various
Wait,
rooms.
Wait, so they just have like various just
Yeah, like the first one,
That's
you,
slightly spooky.
The first one you get hit with right away because they just give it to you right out
Right.
the gate. But then after they like walk you through the process of how it all works, they're like, now you explore and you find the rest of them. Here's a passport for you to get stamped on every drink you taste.
And how much did it cost to go into this place, or was it?
It was like 55.
That's not bad at all.
No.
yeah,
Holy
it wasn't
crap.
bad.
That's
I
For
would
the
say
whole
that's worth it.
experience, it was worth it.
I would say the distillery was definitely worth it of most of the things we did.
So this is connected to Area 15.
Yes. Okay. So they have like their front desk area where you check in for the tour
Right.
in Area 15. But then you walk like 2 more buildings away to get to it because eventually this whole complex is going to be part of Area 15. They're still working on some of it.
It's a little complex first.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, but as of right now, Area 15 is really only one building. But they're working on getting the other ones.
Do they plan to have 15 areas, or is it just reverse 51?
It's just reverse 51.
Vegas.
It's pretty cool though. Well, sounds like a cool experience, guys.
They should bring that here. Like, is Area 15 under the Meow Wolf purview?
No.
It's kind of its own thing.
I think it's just like a Vegas owned company that Meow Wolf partnered with.
That would be cool if we get something like that here. We need more experienced things.
Yeah.
Well, cool little thing for all you guys listening out there. We're gonna have a video podcast available soon.
Right. So if you want to come bother us on our show,
Yeah,
if you have
well-
art to hustle,
That-
schlep.
That or you can start joining. You guys can start joining our podcast and listen live, ask us questions.
Cyberbully us.
Yeah, well, we will cyberbully back.
Are we allowed to?
Yeah, this is.
What
art.
if I just want to be bullied and not want to give it back?
I think that's called masochism.
I mean, just being
Digital
a
masochism?
cyber sub. Cyber sub.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool username.
That sounds like
the
that
cyber
sounds like
sub.
a goth band from early 2000s.
Cyber sub.
I'm pretty sure it probably is.
It's got to be. It's
And I'm gonna look up on Spotify to see if cyber sub appears.
Well, yeah, guys, we have some new capabilities, some new ways to listen in and interact with us. So watch out for that. I'm gonna figure out. We just bought the program today, so I have a little shit to figure out. But we should have some videos up. It should be even better than before.
Would it be a good name for a superhero?
Come dumpster.
No.
That's the first thing that came to my head.
Speaking of, almost bought someone on our trip a pair of cum duster panties on the Venice Beach boardwalk.
I would have 100% have worn those.
I was
in
gonna
public.
buy them. Wait,
Over my
you met
jeans.
Charles?
Yes.
Yeah, I almost bought them for Charles.
That would be hilarious. But do you know what would be a good name for a superhero?
What?
Capability.
Jeez, okay, that's a great time to end a podcast. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.
It would have been even funnier if you wouldn't have said "great time to end the podcast."
Just
be
cut
like,
it off there.
Peace and click.
All right, guys. We'll take it easy. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow us everywhere. You know what to do. And peace.
Peace.
Peace.